Welcome back inside this edition of the WPIAL Insider Show, presented to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates. Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? At Edgar Snyder and Associates, there's never a fee unless they get money for you. Call 1-800-94-EDGAR today for a free consultation. Back inside the Blast Off Cleaning Equipment Studios and looking good from our friends at Home Team Collections. Shout out to the Pine Richland Rams. And back with two of the three usual suspects, the WPIAL Insider, Carlos Zofko, Brad Everett on the IR.
On IR. Unbelievable.
Mid-season injury.
Mid-season injury for the WPIAL Insider Show. We're hearing he's day-to-day, though. Day-to-day. Probably will be back next week in some capacity.
We wish you all the best, Brad. And don't worry, we got all of his takes for this, our Week 5 edition of the WPIAL Insider Show. And at halftime of the games this week, we will hit the halfway point.
Be halfway through the season, which is sad to think about in a way. Obviously not halfway through the season because that's before the playoffs, but still, I mean, teams start dropping like flies quickly.
Yeah, and this is always the part of the season where you separate the pretenders from the contenders. And
absolutely we do.
And I think, too, the other part of that about all of this is how fast it goes.
It really does. And in the heart, I mean, when you said that, the first thing that my mind went to, my heart feels heavy for those seniors.
Yep.
Only guaranteed 5 more. 5 more. So
5 more. That's it.
That's
all you
it.
get.
You got to earn everything else.
That's it. And we will be able to break it all down for you. Let's jump into it because there's a lot to talk about on this edition of the WPIAL Insider Show. And we start with our takeaways. And you can't lead it off with anything other than there is a new touchdown leader. The WPIAL, Matt Sig, passes Tyler Boyd and Lamont Wade, 118 touchdowns. The WPIAL has a new touchdown leader.
Do you want to hear something messed up?
Sure.
I thought this combined his rushing and passing.
I did too.
And it doesn't.
Right.
I mean, my mind's blown what this
know.
kid has done.
If you add in the passing touchdowns.
It's crazy. Yeah, he won't be touched ever.
No.
I mean, obviously he's had an unbelievable
Definitely not
career.
in our careers.
No. What he's done has been remarkable. You know, this is the 3rd season of us doing the show. It feels like, I mean, he's been a reoccurring name every single week. I'm going to be sad when that kid goes, but hopefully, you know, he has like 10 more shows with us. Yeah. Maybe we'll get him on when he's in college, you know, a little,
and you know
little
what?
Matt Sig update or something.
I mean, obviously we have of great relationships with guys like Tyler Boyd and Lamont Wade who broke the record books too. And it has played out similarly with Matt of like, he is one of the nicest young men,
He's
such
the
a
best.
good head on his shoulders. And that makes, for me, it makes me all the more proud and happy for him to be, he's going to carry the baton of the WPIAL so well.
There's no question about that. I don't want anybody better representing. He's been really, really good. I will say, though, will it be that long before somebody breaks his record? There's a rumor swirling that Fort Cherry has a kid coming up. His name's Colin Sig. Next year going to be a freshman. So although we lose Matt, I think the Sig name will go on. And, you know, talking to some people around Fort Cherry, I did hear that there's a 4th grade son as well who supposedly is the best of the 3. So yeah, this
the family lineage.
The Sig segment might be going for a
maybe
long,
that's
long
what
time.
we're gonna have. It's just a Sig segment.
That has to be it. But yeah, 118 touchdowns
on the ground,
just remarkable. I mean, a couple pick sixes.
Oh, that's right.
I think a fumble recovery too.
Yeah, 3 picks, fumble recovery.
3 pick sixes and a fumble recovery. But yeah, at first I thought
I did too.
It added his rushing and passing. It does not. Oh no.
And it was me scrolling X, formerly known as Twitter, figuring out. I was like, oh wow, that does.
Yeah, it was probably the same graphic we saw. I was like, what?
Congratulations, Matt Sig.
Yeah, congratulations. Well
books
deserved, and you know, couldn't happen to a better kid. So,
No.
although It's a little bit sad to see Tyler and Lamont go down because they were great record keepers as well and great people.
And it
The
was
WPIAL.
poetic that they tied each other.
100%. If you would have told me Lamont Wade didn't break that record when he was so close, like craziness.
Yeah,
craziness.
same team.
Yep.
And like also, let's all point out maybe the obvious, but I'm going to point it out anyway. All single A guys.
All single A guys. And I think for a record like this, you almost need to be a single A guy because you have to dominate as a freshman. Not saying that Matt, Tyler, and Lamont couldn't play at a 6A and 5A school as a freshman, but I don't think you're getting the 30 touchdowns or the touches.
Yeah, you're not getting the opportunity to do that as a freshman.
Yeah, I mean, you might get 10 your freshman year where, they're quadrupling that.
That's a good point. Yeah, right. That's a great point. More takeaways from weeks 4 action. You got to go throw it over to the Steelers High School Showcase game of the week. One of the wildest endings of a high school football game you will ever see. 5 seconds left. Aliquippa is down 1 from the 28-yard line, and Marcus Council some way, somehow puts this thing on a frozen rope, and Aliquippa walks off to beat Penn Hills.
Now, Marcus Council has a lot of great throws throughout his career. I don't know if there's any topping that. Calm, cool, collected. And how about them not throwing a Hail Mary? It was more so, it was kind of like a skinny post route a little bit.
It's exactly what it was.
And Penn Hills, my heart breaks for him, but holy smokes, did Aliquippa just give us an all-time WIPY moment.
Yes.
And this guy right here on the call, are you kidding me? And you had a great call. Heinz Hysteria was chef's kiss.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Did that come to you on the spot, or did you have that in the back pocket, like, hey, if something crazy happens?
And because it happened at that end of the end zone where it says in big, bold letters, "Welcome to Heinz Field."
Yeah.
And that was what popped into my head at the moment was because
Heinz
it was.
Hysteria.
Well, like, it was just one of those crazy. Yeah, and it's actually funny. Like, I saw somewhere that people were like ranking that amongst the Heinz Field of yesteryear and the history of like
pretty good,
really good moments in the Heinz Field history. And that certainly is up there, whether you count just the version at Aliquippa or the one on Art Rooney.
I could not believe it. Obviously Paul Alexander and I do our WIPY post-game show on KDK Radio, but every time we get on, we're always watching you guys, either on
the ratings.
on television at Dave & Buster's or on my iPad or laptop, whatever it may be. And we're like giving the score updates. We're like, oh, Aliquippa got it 5 seconds. Paul's like, oh, I'll do the play-by-play. I don't know if this is an FCC violation or not. And we were just...
It's in the mail.
It's coming. Right. But we were just mind blown that this happened, and I don't think I'm trying to think of anything close to it. The Gateway Our Father comes to mind. Probably a better moment because it was a WIPY championship game, but they didn't win that game.
Well, yeah, they didn't win that game, but they tied that game, and they still had to go for 2 to tie that game. In terms of walk-off moments, I had to go to basketball to compare the moment. And it reminded me of Jeter, Beaver Falls, Aliquippa, that buzzer beater
down at the Palumbo.
Yeah. Aliquippa was involved in that one too.
On the bad end,
right?
On the bad end.
And obviously that game didn't win a championship. I think that would have if that play was at Acrisure,
that would have been an all-time. That would have been all-time.
But it was just
that
one
probably
of those.
is the best comparison is that Jeter beating the Quips that game from almost half court.
And it just happens so much less frequently in football.
Yes,
the walk off. We had an opportunity just a couple weeks ago. The North Hills Mars game. Mars would have lost on a walk off to North Hills if it wasn't for a flag.
Oh yeah, You would have had 2 walk-offs.
Who picks these
Who
games?
is picking those damn games for you guys?
Somebody. It's like the guy in the producer room there.
An handsome producer.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. But congrats to the Quips. Really great game. Great for TV. And Charles Morris was giving his Penn Hills Indians a piece of his mind after that game.
Oh, I can imagine.
And I did hear from one of the coaches after that their starting safety went out in a sling. So that certainly could have been.
Could have helped.
I mean, from a
Could have helped
defensive
Aliquippa,
perspective, interference.
Do something,
'Cause,
anything.
Like, because, you know, in high school football,
Yeah, 15-yard penalty, give him
whatever.
another shot at it.
Yeah. Like, but you just cannot let him catch that ball.
And Ray Miller, awesome grab, but Marcus Council, I mean, he put that ball right on the money, right in between three. It wasn't like it was a wide open throw. He put it in stride on the money between three guys.
Right.
Wow. I mean, that was a big time Division I football throw.
It was.
Sure.
Yeah, headed to Yale.
Headed to Yale. Headed to Yale.
All right, from a huge win to a black eye of the Baldwin Highlanders.
Ugly.
Bad look for the Baldwin. And you know what?
Bad look for the entire WPIAL.
Sure. And we're going to get into this, but I'm going to just preface it with, I think oftentimes media, adults, people that are unrelated to the situation love blowing things out of proportion. This was not a good look by any stretch. However, we still need to remind ourselves that these are teenagers. Their brains are not fully developed. And I think that I would actually kind of fall on that onus of, you know, looking back on this, I'm sure he's going to realize his mistake, but kind of break this down if people don't know.
Yeah,
what happened.
if you're unaware of what happened, you know, an ugly scene in the Elizabeth Ford and Baldwin game. You know, wide receiver and DB are kind of jockeying. DB throws him down and throws his helmet off. And, you know, happens every game. Emotions run high every game. Punches are thrown. Not every game, but certainly it's far from the first punch in high school football being thrown.
Sure.
But, you know, wide receivers looking away, asking the ref, "Where's this flag for this obvious face mask?" And it's just a sucker punch right to the face. Kid kind of scurries away a little bit. It's not a great look. It was ugly through and through. There's no doubt about it. And honestly, I think Baldwin kind of handled it pretty decently. Anthony Petro was the kid's name. Nice player for Baldwin. Okay. Emotions run high.
Sure.
So, you know, I've been around hundreds of players where emotions run high, and trust me, it's not the first punch I've seen. But we have to remember it's a 16-year-old kid here. Baldwin is amid a 24-game losing streak. Yeah. Okay.
The worst in the WPIAL.
The worst in the WPIAL right now. They're upset. That doesn't excuse his actions, but this is a game of emotion here.
Right.
It's a game of emotion. People are calling for Anthony to be kicked off the team. He needs to do this. He needs to do that. Exile him from society. He's a kid. Okay. I think Dana Brown and people didn't like this either.
Right. You're right.
He comes out and says, "This is going to be my guy. I'm not kicking him off the team. He will be punished, but not kicking him off the team." That's why they call me coach. And I respect that for Coach Brown. And trust me, if there's anybody in the WPIAL that can stare adversity in the face, it's Coach Brown.
Sure.
So I commend the Baldwin Fighting Highlanders for standing by their guy. It's not a great look, but that's something you learn and grow from. And it's just a nice reminder. Everything you do is filmed. Everything can go viral at any second. I mean, sometimes I even have to think of that in our show. Like, hey, you better watch what you say.
Right.
That gets clipped and could be gone. It's just a bad look all around.
Yeah, and I think, ultimately, I thought Dana Brown putting out the statement was important.
Yeah.
And backing, a young man. Sometimes, we, again, need to remind ourselves that teenagers need guidance.
Yes.
And when they do something inappropriate or wrong, it's not exiling them and throwing them away, because if that kid gets kicked off the team, where is he going to, what road is he going to lead down?
No,
you
it's
need
better.
the structure of sports and,
give him goals to attain, and there's no doubt there's going to be some sort of a punishment. It's not like Coach Brown saying, no, he's in the next play,
Right.
It's not like that, but it's also a learning experience. That's what you play football.
And what you said also rings true in the opposite direction of some of the older people that are yelling and screaming from the top of the hills. There weren't cameras around when they were.
Correct.
And it was,
Listen,
there was a lot of haymakers thrown back in the day.
My head coach, Terry Todd, I've heard some stories about Terry Todd at the bottom of a football pile, you know? So anybody like kind of thrown at, think about when you were at the bottom of those scrums and things were getting ugly. I mean, people used to spit on each other. I mean, I can't imagine some of the words thrown around back in the day.
Yep.
So yeah, let's not be, you know, throw whoever wants to. He who without sin may throw the first stone. Here.
Right.
Okay. Because certainly I don't have a stone to throw. But I do commend Baldwin and Coach Brown for sticking by their guy. And obviously, you know, not that I'm a fan of the actions, but I will be a fan of Anthony's moving forward because he has a couple more years left in the WPIAL. I hope he grows from this and becomes a good player. Because guess what? He's a two-way guy for Baldwin. You know, he's a nice little player. There's a lot to grow from this. So
Yeah. Well.
But yeah, it's a nice reminder for the rest of the WPIAL. Watch your actions because there's cameras everywhere.
Watch them.
Cameras everywhere.
Everybody's watching. All right, jumping into the first segment here, hot and not, letting you know what is hot and what is not.
I'll start us.
All right.
Who's hot? Anybody named Matt. Matt is hot. Matt Fargo, our co-host here, congratulations. Two-time Emmy Award winner. You know, he goes up last week. If you remember on the show, Matt said, hey, yeah, the awards are out in Philly. We're going up against, you know, Paul Skeen's debut, the Eagles Super Bowl win. You know, not looking great for the fellas. He comes home with the Emmy and the hardware. Congratulations to you and everybody else at JRM, Jacob Mislivchek as well. Awesome job with you guys there. So, you know, Matt Fargo takes home that. How about Matt Sig breaking the all-time WPIAL touchdown record? And how about Matt Herrick, a Central Catholic quarterback, coming away with a Liberty offer this week? So big week for the Matts. You know, and I thought about changing my name to Matt. So
No, you didn't.
No. Just a stupid Carlo name.
Carlos?
Carlos. No, we're stuck with her, unfortunately.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Much deserved, and couldn't be more proud for you. When that Emmy comes in, it's going right there again, just like it was last year.
Well, that's a good point. And one of my hots was Aliquippa in that ending, which obviously we already beat that horse at that point. But I also want to attribute Brad's picks are pretty hot right now.
What was it last week?
He went 9-1, I believe.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy, he's gaining quickly.
I'm a little concerned.
Gaining quickly.
But honestly, at the end of the day, if I am not going to win, I'd rather him.
rather Brad. Yeah.
Did
Brad
he give a hot or not, by the way?
I don't think Brad did give a hot or not. We do have some of his picks.
So he gets a shout out.
Brad gets a shout out. You know, he'll up soon, Brad. You know, he got his knee replaced. He did that was his knee last week was his
right,
knot.
That's right.
So what's hot right now? Brad's knee, brand new knee. That's hot.
Right, no question. What is not?
What is not? How about the Class 5A Northeast Conference? Cold as Matt's picks over there. Maybe worse. Pine Richland, they're not undefeated. They did lose to Central Catholic, but they're the only team with a winning record. And you could argue, you know, I will argue it because I had them as my number one team in the WPIAL preseason, and they are currently not, obviously. I would argue this class, my goodness, nobody has a winning record other than Pine. And the people that have wins, one win, maybe two. Penn Hills, Shaler, North Hills, Fox Chapel, and Plum. And the Stangs have 2 wins. I do like the Stangs. Fox Chapel somehow has 2 wins. Penn Hills with 1 win. Shaler 1 win. North Hills 1 win. You know, I did my top 15 5A teams on Twitter. There's only 18 teams in the class. And all the fans from this conference like, oh my God, how is this guy so low? How's it? Win a game.
Yeah.
Win a game.
Prove me wrong.
Like, they're mad I have Fox Chapel at 14. Fox Chapel's one of the worst in the class. Okay, they have 2 wins. Like, it's not a crazy barometer to
Right.
beat.
In week 4.
Get it? Like, and it's not like these teams are playing 6A opponents. They're playing 4A opponents and other 5A opponents and losing. It's not like they're playing not Pine Richland, North Allegheny and Central Catholic in the non-conference.
Right.
So that's my bone to pick is, everybody's fighting over, oh, no, my 1-win team's better. No, my 1-win. Win some games. My
plural.
goodness. Yeah, plural, please. Yes.
No, I think the WPIAL needs to do something about that conference in the realignment.
Yeah.
You got to move. Do you move Moon out of the
gotta
south
move Moon
to the
out.
north?
Yeah.
There got to be some jumbling of
And that makes sense. Moon could.
Yeah,
I
Moon
mean,
could
they're
kinda
west,
go,
but I see
They
them
don't need
being
to be
more
south.
north. Yeah, they don't need to be south.
You go quick drive up 28 or 79, and just to balance out those conferences a little bit.
Yeah.
But officially, that's the way it is for now.
Yeah, but they're my not.
Speaking of my not is penalties.
Ooh.
And I don't know who to blame for this. Is it the teams or is it the officials? I think it probably is a little bit of both. But 35 penalties for over 280 yards in the game that I did, Alcop and Penn Hills. Just a rough go of it for everyone. It loses steam in the game. There's no momentum in the game. And you know what? I understand. And we have been, I think, more than fair on officials.
On the refs, for sure. If there's any pro ref podcast, it's us.
Because I understand that they are undercompensated and have a very tough job, and that they are not professionals at said job. That it is a side hustle of sorts. However, there's just so many times in games that I see penalties thrown that really don't need to be thrown.
It's a little bit
That's
like,
totally
just let them play.
on the other side of the field. It has no indication of the game. And I understand that, sometimes you need to throw that penalty because you don't know what's happening on the other side of the field.
Right.
I get that. But sometimes, man, it's
college football and the NFL the last couple years actually addressed that a little bit. Like, hey, if it's away from the play,
keep it in your pocket.
Keep it in your pocket because it's slowing down the game so much. But once again, as you stated, this isn't their full-time job. They don't get to go back and watch the film like the college and pro referees do and know when to keep it and when to throw it. But I will say even our game on KDKA radio, Montour and Mars, Coach Johnny Lee, and he is not one to gripe about officials. Like, if anything, he is pro-official.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, boy, there's just a little bit too strict of calls tonight.
And my biggest gripe is the pass interference.
Yes.
Well, first of all, for those of you that may not know, there's no such thing as an uncatchable ball in high school football.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So if a ball's overthrown and there's still interference, the official has to throw it. And that's the way the rule is written. My vote, if the ball's overcooked 15 yards past the receiver, there should be no interference. And teams know this, and late in games, they're trying to get upfield. That's what they do. They just overthrow. There's no chance of an interception, and you're telling your receiver, get tied up.
Right, and fall. Figure out how to fall on that ground.
Right. And so, like, there's so many PIs in that game, and I'm not even just picking on that game. I'm saying just
your
general.
Game did last a while because we were through, like, 2 or 3 segments on the radio, and we're like, we're still going.
And I said, the 10 o'clock news, or what's left of it, is coming up next.
Yeah.
My not is penalties because we all hate them.
Yeah. Agreed. But referee's not an easy job. But
I
boy.
want to say, was it Big Cat that just threw out there? His proposal is different flags for an offensive and defensive penalty, so that
the QB knows.
QB knows.
That would be pretty cool,
especially on special teams penalties.
Oh yeah,
where like you think, oh, there's a hold, it's definitely coming back.
Yeah,
and a returner might not return it the same way he was going to, seeing a flag. I thought that was kind of interesting.
I'll say this. One last thing to harp on the penalties. In 2022, I thought our team was better than the 2021 team in Pitt. And Keaton Slovis, who I'm a big Keaton Slovis guy. I know everybody else in Pittsburgh hates him. Beautiful throw down Tennessee, gets clear PI. He defensive hold. Keaton thinks it's a free play. throws it up into the end zone. It should have been a touchdown. The kid dropped it, and Tennessee intercepts it, flips the game. Then Keaton gets injured right after. But the referee threw the penalty. He saw it and was like, oh, I'm just going to take a shot. And then the ref picked it up. So I think that should not happen.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he threw it and then picked it up. Keaton thought he had a free play. So just a weird one, but
weird one. Well, we're up against a break, and when we come back, it will be that time of the week again to sit down and check out our WPIAL Insider Player and Coach of the Week.
With Tom Poljak, we have him back in the studio of Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Raise Pittsburgh. Player of the Week, not easy. Not easy to pick this week. Coach of the Week, not easy to pick this week. We have him coming up for you right after this.
Some moments on the field go beyond the game. They shape who we become. At Home Team Collections, we honor those moments with the care and craftsmanship they deserve. Because these moments aren't just memories, they're a legacy worth preserving. Any team, any sport, any logo. Visit HomeTeamCollections.com today and save $10 off your first order.
Back inside the WPIAL Insider Show with our friend and reoccurring guest, Tom Poljak of Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Raise Pittsburgh. Tom, it's always a joy to get you in the studio, my friend.
Always great to see you, my friend.
We had an incredible week of WPIAL football action. Of course, we gave out our Player of the Week and our Coach of the Week. Not an easy week to do it, Tom. A lot of people put up a lot of big stats, but I feel very comfortable with our Player of the Week, doing it in maybe the biggest game on the slate.
Well, we're getting ready the upcoming week with conference play.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are we going to get let down with conference play? Because these beginning games of the season have been just unbelievable.
Some of the stats the players are putting up this year, I mean, everybody always puts up stats, but I mean, I don't think we've had a guy with less than 300 yards. I mean, we had 7 touchdowns one week, a couple 300-yarders, couple a 600-yarder with Boo Boo. Just some legendary performances, and not to mention, and I've been looking around, Tom, James Armstrong only broke the Boo Boo information to the WPIAL Insider Show. Nobody else knows that. So only the beautiful viewers of the WPIAL Insider Show know why James Armstrong is called Boo Boo, which is always fun.
I do have some talents. I guess I can get information out of people.
You get the best out of people. That's right. That's right. This week's Player of the Week award, we are pleased to announce, is Aiden Yoakum from the Mars Fighting Planets. Aiden ran for over 330 yards and 4 touchdowns. The biggest thing to me, Tom, though, is if there's any classification where it is vital to win in the non-conference, it's 4A, because 4A seeds 1 through 8, it's all subjective in the playoff. The WPIAL playoff committee picks those seeds and picks who's in the playoffs if it comes down to the wild card. So winning in the non-conference is massive. Aiden just run after run of 40-plus yards all night long, couldn't be stopped. No passing touchdowns in that game. How about that? There was a total of 7 touchdowns, no passing touchdowns, all on the ground.
It was a grind. Montour just wouldn't go away. They just kept grinding all the way till the end. I mean, what an incredible game.
That was another thing that, was maybe, I wouldn't say it's the game of the week because Aliquippa won it against Penn Hills on the final play of the game. But, every time every time Montour was coming back, Mr. Yoakum just slammed that door. He had to slam the door a couple times though, Tom.
Yeah. Like I said, Montour would not go away. So I mean, that's looking for Montour to have a good season as well.
Yeah, and that's going to could be a rematch in the postseason. We saw the rematch last year in the semifinals. I would not be surprised to see those teams square off again, Tom.
No doubt about it.
Well, you were out in Mars all the way up north interviewing Aiden. Let's jump to that real quick. Sound good?
Sounds fantastic.
Welcome back, you football freaks. If you're into high school football, especially Western PA, you know where to be. WPIAL Insider Show. We're coming to you live from Mars High School today. And every single week for the entire season, we bring you the player and coach of the week. And this week we have Aiden Yoakum. Congratulations, man. You're coming off that big game at Montour.
Yep.
So I know there's been different numbers out there, but you had over 330 yards.
Yep.
And that was what, on 35 carries? That's huge.
Yep.
So big performance. Montour just wouldn't go away. You guys hung in there.
Yep.
And you guys are no strangers to having great games. You had a big win at Bethel earlier this year. Tell us a little bit about that.
Really, I was struggling throughout the whole game, but managed to come back with some yards. And in the last drive, everyone was able to lock in and do their job and came out with the W.
Struggling, you had 195 yards rushing.
Yeah.
If that's struggling, you're going to have a great season, my man. So you got what, 4 returning O linemen. So that always helps. You being a senior yourself, a lot of leadership there. A lot of good things going. You had a busy, good early of the season schedule, and you guys came out pretty good, getting ready for conference play. Is there anyone else out there you want to give a shout out to or talk about?
Definitely just the O-line. Obviously, like you said, they're really doing a lot. And my parents, they help me out a lot, get me through the season. Grandparents give me the pre-game prep talks. Just offensive linemen, and most importantly, the coaching staff just help me get better each and every day.
Coaching staff doing a good job getting you guys prepared. Seems like going into conference play with that busy, tough schedule you had earlier, you guys are well prepared.
Yeah.
You're ready to go at it. All right, my man, stay healthy.
Yep, we'll do.
Have a great season.
Thank you,
Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Every single week, we bring you the player and coach of the week, brought to you by Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Race Pittsburgh for the entire season. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
And the funny part about Aiden Yoakum here, Tom, is they do beat 5A Bethel Park, a monster win for them. They beat them 17-13. I heard Mr. Yoakum had a down game. Is that true?
He's so funny. I'm like 195 yards rushing. If that's a down game, you're going to have a heck of a season, my man.
The standard is high for the Fighting Planets. But, that's a credit to head coach Eric Kasparowicz. I mean, he is at least present day on my Mount Rushmore of active head coaches in the WPIAL, and potentially all time if he continues his career how he's going.
It's a prime example of a coach does wonders for a program. And if you look what he's done to Mars in such a short amount of time,
very short amount,
that does put him in legendary status with what he did prior to that. And obviously he had an incredible career. But when you go into a new school district that's been down and you bring them up in a short period of time, that's what legends are made of.
It absolutely is. And it goes to show just how great of a coach he is, just to show the lineage of coaches in Western PA in itself. Eric is definitely up there. He was on staff with me when we won the ACC there in 2021. It was
I got to tell you a little story about that.
Oh, let's hear it.
So Eric's a friend of mine, and we're out golfing. We're playing at Old Stonewall, and he gets this phone call. He goes, "I gotta take this call." I'm like, "No problem. Go take your call." So I hear him talking, and I'm just like smiling. He goes, "Don't tell anyone." So I was there when he got the call.
You always get these breaking news calls. But that was Pat Narduzzi on the phone, I assume?
It was Narduzzi, yeah. And those coaches that know, coaches tell me a lot of things, and I keep it secret. And I said to him, Eric, I'm telling you right now, if someone else finds out, it's because you told someone else. Be me. I will never.
So you had Casper going to Pitt, and you had Palco going to Penn State. Yeah. Pretty dang good.
Pretty good.
Pretty dang good. Speaking of unbelievable WPIAL coaches, another one, our Coach of the Week award. This one was a great one. head coach John DeMarco and the Elizabeth Forward Warriors. How about their week?
I love this guy. I mean, absolutely old school, hard nosed, disciplined coach. I've been doing this for 25 years, working with football coaches. Some of my better friends are football coaches. John and I are going to be good friends. He's just old school. I love it. Shake your hand. My word's my word. I mean, I love that. And he's just, what a tremendous guy. And I will say this, whoever chose the last two coaches at EF.
Oh yeah. Unbelievable job.
I mean, whether it be the school board or whatever the process was, incredible. Keep that person at that school district, because there's schools.
Let them pick all the coaches.
There's schools that have never had a good coaching pick in 10 years. I mean, to pick those two coaches to turn that program around like they did when you had Mike, which did such an incredible job, and John I mean, unbelievable what he's doing.
And our co-host here, Matt Fargo, when John DeMarco was hired at EF, he said, boy, that is one heck of a hire. And admittedly, I didn't know much about John, and I got to know him real quick, and I was like, yeah, this guy is for real. But yeah, he's very old school, very regimented, and he has EF rolling, and they are always in that playoff picture, always in those top 4 seeds. Definitely a sleeper pick to go far. And I think, another thing is 3A is very tough to win, and he always has them in the realm. They're always in the conference realm, and, it's going to be the same thing this year. He played up back-to-back weeks to 5A teams. Now, Elizabeth Ford is a 3A team. They played South Fayette last week. They lost by 3.
It gave him a battle.
South Fayette, I mean, that was like one of those games, whoever has the ball last wins it. And it was an unbelievable QB game. South Fayette's Drew Wellhorski, Ryan Messina for EF. But, that could have went either way. They dropped that to South Fayette, come back and beat Baldwin by 57. And unfortunately, we had a viral moment at that Baldwin game, which is never good. But, when somebody does throw a punch on the field, I think the major thing with that, Tom, was EF very between the lines, knew exactly what to do, no overreaction, no brawl, no nothing. And I think that's a testament to the head coach.
And his assistant. Because he's got a great crew there. I mean, he really does. When we see the interview, he complimented them well. Saw some old friends that were coaching there. They were just good, great guys. And, on the flip side of the Baldwin, you got to like what Dane did and how he responded. He very professional.
I think that was a great response. You can do a million different ways. You want to be a head coach. You get in it to help the kids, help the players.
Sure.
I'm sure the player's going to get punished, but to respond like that, I thought that's a stand-up guy.
That's a coach.
That's a coach. That's a coach.
Way to coach it up. A coachable moment at any level, not to throw a player away. I mean, I was proud of him and the program for doing it that way.
Agreed.
Very, very, very professional.
Well, let's get to the Coach DeMarco interview right here.
Welcome back, everyone. Tom Poljak with you again. And this and every week, we bring you the Coach and the Player of the Week award. This week, we are sitting here at Elizabeth Forward. And Coach, each and every week, the Player and Coach of the Week award is brought to us by Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Raise Pittsburgh. And I don't get a vote in this, I told you, but I really think Carlo is like, let's get out there and talk to you and give you Coach of the Week. Yeah. You're not afraid to play up early in the season. And going after those 5A teams, you don't back down from it. What better way to prepare your team for the conference play?
Yeah, well, I think it's a great opportunity for us. Our motto is here. We don't fear anybody, but we respect everybody. So it doesn't matter who we play each week. We try to dress it the same way. We play the same way every week. But I was proud of the kids. They outnumbered us by a lot, and moving up 2 classifications, I thought we gave them everything that they could handle that night.
Absolutely, and big, huge victory over Baldwin, but South Fayette too. I mean, that was you guys battled till the end on that one.
We did. Like I said, I'm proud of the kids. They never gave up, and but they have that mentality. They're going to go out and fight every snap, and I think that's going to help us down the road.
Absolutely. I think it's fair to say you're a well-disciplined coach, and it seems like you have your team in a great position. Quarterback position, O-line, you're pretty solid there. Prepared well for the regular season, getting ready to start for sure.
Yeah, well, you know, I look at myself as an old school guy. I've been coaching for a long time, and I'm, you know, happy that I've got 4 or 5 other older coaches, and we all have that same toughness mentality. So, you know, it's not a show for me by myself. You know, I've got some great assistants that really know football, and they know how to handle the kids. So that's huge for me.
Well, you know, every week on the show, when we pick the coach of the week, it seems the common denominator is the no-nonsense, disciplined coach that's well-respected by their players. And we got another one here. And I know right before you had Mike Collotti, who did a lot to get the team in a great position and build some tradition. And you've just taken that and even expanded it. And you could just see with the players, the coaches, everyone's pumped up and excited. How exciting is that for the community?
Well, you know, I think it's important, you know, everybody knows that I'm a local guy. You know, I'm raised here and went to school here and live 5 minutes from the stadium. So I really try to get out. I try to get to our Pee Wee programs and our middle school programs so everyone sees my face and knows me. And I think that's huge. I think everyone appreciates that. So, but it's easy for me. Like, this is what I love to do. This is my hometown. And, you know, I couldn't be happier that I'm here. I'm just grateful for the opportunity that I was given.
You know, it is so easy when you think about it. You start with the Pee Wee, like you said, and you're able to get down there. They see you, maybe bringing some players with you to see those older players and really get them going at a young age and getting that tradition started and keeping it going. That's tremendous.
Well, you know, whenever I came here and I see a lot of programs and, you know, it's their Pee Wees and their middle, you know, I went to everybody. I said, listen, this is EF football. You know, I don't want to hear middle school. It's like we're one big family. And I try to approach that. We stress that with our team. And we do a lot of things, you know, in the community. We do a lot of community service work. And, you know, when I came here, I wanted respect to be our #1 factor. And I think if the kids are very respectful, everything else falls into line. And it's working out so far. Mike did a great job, you know, turned the program and got him on a winning streak. So we're just trying to continue that.
You're doing a fantastic job with it. Coach, congratulations once again.
Yeah, thank you. And I was honored to be picked. I appreciate it. Me and my coaches.
Well, see, it's a team effort. There you
Absolutely.
go. Well, Coach, thank you again. And each and every week we bring you the Coach and the Player of the Week award, brought to you by Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Race Pittsburgh. Thanks again, Coach.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
And Elizabeth Forward is starting conference play this week. They're at Greensburg-Salem. In Greensburg-Salem, pretty decent team this year. I like the Warriors in this conference to go far. And, you know, they kind of have the horses to do it. They bring back Ryan Messina, who is he was my preseason top 3 QB. I think he was number 3 on my preseason list.
2,000 plus yards last year.
2,000 plus yards. He could do it through the air or on the ground. And not to mention, he has a lot of big guys returning up front, right, Tom?
4 returning starters. So anytime you have that on your O-line, that's great being a quarterback coming back to that.
You can sleep well at night with 4 returning offensive linemen. There's no doubt about that.
Especially the year they had last year. I mean.
Yeah. They did it with a lot of juniors. They did lose their running back, Charlie Niggett, but they've had a lot of horses step up. Another great one, Landon Hoenick, comes in from Greensburg Central Catholic. I like this EF team, Tom. I think they can make some noise in the postseason.
Those coaches have these kids in the right place. And he is the type of coach. And we talked about them already many times on the podcast, where these players will do anything. They'll walk through fire for the coach. And when you get a coach like this coach, that these players are going to do anything for, that's exciting. It's exciting for the players, the other coaches, the community. I mean, how can you not be pumped up about this team?
No, absolutely have to be pumped up. And, a little birdie told me that you've known Coach DeMarco for quite a while. I heard the Nike Coach of the Year clinics out by the airport used to have some good times with them, right?
I forgot what we used to do. And those are my old-time coaches that are out there watching. We used to have a hospitality room, and those parties were legendary. Now, I'll leave it at that.
In my young college coaching career, I got to to frequent those my last couple years before they ended. But yeah, those were always a good time, and I can just remember learning so much football in those meetings. And
Absolutely.
at that point, I wasn't going into the personnel world; I was going into the coaching world. And I remember thinking, this is the best thing on the whole planet. You just get to go and talk ball all weekend, nothing like it.
Well, even in our hospitality room, where the conversations you would see the coaches getting into and drawing stuff on napkins and everything.
I was going to say, how many napkins have how many plays?
and I was the bartender, so that'll give you an
were
idea.
The key part to the success of those plays.
Yeah, I forgot all about those. Oh my gosh, the good old days.
The good old days, no doubt, and that's why we love Western Pennsylvania football. Just some legendary people, legendary stories, legendary history. There's nothing like it, man.
Nothing like it, and it seems to be the common thread or the theme of all of our coaches. Like I said, every week that win the Coach of the Week. They're just hard-nosed, disciplined coaches that get the respect. And if you notice a couple times during that video, my main thing is respect. We respect each other, respect the community, but everything. And that's his theme.
Yeah.
And that's just old school. I just love this guy.
Yeah, he's a great man, great coach, and not that I particularly pull for teams in Western Pennsylvania, trying to be the unbiased news source, but man, I would love to see EF be king of the hill for a year. Get Coach DeMarco in that community that vaunted championship. So.
Well, and I also told Coach, I said, I don't get a pick in this. So, like, when we first decided we were going to do the Player and Coach of the Week, I said, it has to be unbiased because I'm just going to pick the guys I work with every week. And fair enough. So it's always a surprise when Sunday afternoon I get the notice. And when I saw your pick for EF Coach of the Week, I kind of had that feeling it was because of the big 5A games playing up to
back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
Not easy for a 3A team.
Right. Because then you don't have as many backups as the 5As. So you are playing teams that you could risk some injury and do whatever, but obviously he's weighing it saying, okay, I'd rather have my team well prepared for the conference and go at it.
Right.
Maybe, we're not as deep as the 5As, obviously, but testament to him and his staff for really doing a fantastic job.
They really did. And a couple others that were in the running, Matt, Brad, and I kind of go through the rigor. I mean, we look at everybody's stats, players and coaches to kind of get these picks.
I'm still waiting for a defensive player.
Defensive player is coming. There was 2 weeks ago we missed a kid with 2 interceptions. I probably should have done that. But for Coach of the Week, Don Hall, the Gateway Gators were looking rough early. Turn that ship right around. 2 back-to-back narrow conference wins with a backup quarterback, mind you. So following an 0-3 start, I think that was really good. Mark Lyons, another one, started off rough. They started off rough last year. Back-to-back 2-0 in the conference. Here they come. And even, Sarah Catholic's head coach, Coach Akeem Moore. First win for Sarah Catholic. I think that's commendable. They only did it with 16 players. So, we look at everything in every situation. So hopefully next week we're going to have more magic and continue to give out these awesome awards. And
Black Bear and Vertical Race, we don't get a vote.
They're unbiased party, no doubt. Thanks again to our guys at Home Team Collections. Chad is the best at framing. If you guys want anything framed, whether it be your jersey, any pictures, any accomplishments, any awards, visit them online at hometeamcollections.com.
They frame our weekly awards every week for us too as well. It's on the digital side. So you will not experience a nicer guy and a nicer staff and a great facility if you go out there, and he'll take the time out of his day to really go over your personal piece, no matter what you have.
Yeah.
And just recently I've met with some ADs, and they're looking to do some specialty pieces with him on the matting side.
Oh,
because nice. the detail into their logos and everything he does, and the care. And we talked about this a couple shows ago. Like we like to think we're artists. With what we do. Well, Chad and his team, they're artists as well. and they create a piece of art for you.
I mean,
it really does.
even that framed jersey, the
my
WPIAL
gosh.
champions, the details, to have the WPIAL champions in the pine logo, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is the best. So we appreciate everybody.
Special thank to Chad and his team. Very, very nice people. out there.
And of course, thanks again to Vinny DeVivo, also at Black Bear Fundraising. And I told Vinny, I texted him today, I said, we need to get you on the podcast. I said, I'll send you the link. We can now do it virtually. He said, no. I'm coming in. I said, you name a date, brother.
Vinny loves to talk ball, so you might have to double up the time.
Perfect. We love everything about that. So thanks again to Tom Poljak at Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Raise. Links down below right here. Tom, any last words, my friend?
Like I said, going into conference play, I hope we're not having a letdown week because it's been crazy. But I think we're going to have, looking at the schedules coming up, and a lot of these teams, a lot of these coaches have prepared themselves well, gearing up for conference play, playing
time to gear it up a couple
playing
notches.
some incredible schedules that are really preparing their players. I mean, good for all these coaches doing that.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll be right here with the WPIAL Insider Show to bring it all to you. For Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Raise Pittsburgh, this is the WPIAL Insider Show, coming back right after this.
Some moments on the field go beyond the game. They shape who we become. At Home Team Collections, we honor those moments with the care and craftsmanship they deserve. Because these moments aren't just memories, they're a legacy worth preserving. Any team, any sport, any logo. Visit HomeTeamCollections.com today and save $10 off your first order.
You spend your life on the field, in the gym, or on the court. You know what it means to be part of a team, to push for a goal, and to chase a win. What if you could take that same drive and turn it into a high-paying career? BMAC Logistics is looking for people just like you for their Beaver and North Shore Pittsburgh office locations. BMAC is a top 100 freight brokerage in the U.S., and they know what the best athletes make to make the best sales professionals. Why? Because you're already wired for success. You're competitive, you know how to work with a team, and you're not afraid of rolling up your sleeves and putting in that hard work to get the ultimate reward. At BMAC Logistics, you'll join a high-energy team as an inside sales representative. It doesn't matter if you're fresh out of high school, college, or already have some experience. BMAC Logistics will give you the training and the support you need to succeed. If you have that natural hunger to win, you could be earning a six-figure salary within the first 15 to 18 months. Ready to take your competitive spirit to the next game, to the next rewarding career? Join the swarm at BMAC Logistics and apply today. Thanks for BMAC Logistics for sponsoring the WPIAL Insider Show.
Black Bear Fundraising, in partnership with Vertical Raise Donation Platform, is proud to sponsor the WPIAL Insider Show Player and Coach of the Week Award. For over 25 years, we've been helping teams and groups raise the funds they need. From our premium discount cards to the Vertical Raise online platform, we've helped hundreds of programs raise millions of dollars. And just this year, we worked with Peters Township Football, helping them raise over $55,000 for their program. If you're looking for the best fundraising solution in the tri-state area, reach out to us today. Black Bear Fundraising and Vertical Raise Pittsburgh, the official fundraising partners of the WPIAL Insider Show.
Welcome back inside the WPIAL Insider Show. Back with Carlos Zofko, Matt Fargo. Brad Everett is not here.
We miss Brad. Heal
We
up,
do.
Brad.
Yes, we miss Bradley. but
A lot more room.
there is it is
Lot more
kind of
room.
nice. I
Maybe
got
this is
the
a desk
nice
for
mic
two.
this time.
Maybe Brad doesn't come back. No, obviously we're bringing Brad
Jeez,
back.
oh, man, some executive decisions
No,
are happening.
that was the handsome producer in my ear saying that. That was
It's something in the water this week. We're going to have to get to hear from him in a little bit in his picks, and the Whippies are coming up. But it is the midseason show, which means it's time for the midseason awards.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to hand out the midseason player of the midseason.
Players of the midseason, I
Right.
guess maybe.
Players of the midseason. In each classification, we will start in 6, or we will start in 1A. How about that? Does that
That's
sound
fair.
good to you?
That's fair.
I don't know why I wanted to go rogue and go to 6 all of a
Should
sudden.
we? Yeah, we always start at 1. I think.
Yeah, most of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Do you want to start or me?
You can start.
I love this.
You're the insider.
Here we go. Player of the Year candidate. I'm going to go with Leechburg's Timothy Andrassy. 967 yards, 17 touchdowns. Leechburg, my Blue Devils just beat my Jayhawks, which, mind you, we all took Jeanette last week.
We sure did.
Leechburg.
Big win for the Blue
That
Devils.
was Brad's only loss.
Yes.
Brad's only loss. Big win for the Blue Devils. And that game was back and forth. I mean, I thought every time Jeanette was about to pull away, here comes Andrassy with another touchdown. So the Blue Devils, but I know you have yours to pick as well, but I want to throw a shout out here.
Okay.
Jeff Thompson at Clarendon Bears, 800+ yards, 12 touchdowns through
How
the
do you know
air.
I'm not going to pick him?
Because I know who you're going to pick.
Oh, do you?
I can read your mind. You love the Tri-County South. But
I thought it was going to be a curveball.
but Jeff Thompson, 12 touchdowns. Player of the Year candidate probably needs a little bit more, but how he's doing it, how he's commanding the offense, he can kill a defense on the ground. I'm telling you, these Clarendon Bears, they're different with him. He was out for the WPIAL Championship last year. Could be a big difference maker this year.
Yeah, and I think they're starting to find their footing.
Yes.
Are the Bears. I think who would have ever thought mid-season that our mid-season players of the year in single A would not be a guy named Matt Sig and would not be one of the players from Clarendon.
It's kind of crazy to think about, but, it was almost what I said last week, unleash him, and it's not us poking Coach Gary, but it's like, they're kind of saving him. Joey Barna's doing unbelievable. Ryan Huey's in the backfield.
They want him for 16 weeks.
Correct.
I don't think there's any
Correct.
doubt about
They're looking at the long haul, although I do have a major bone to pick with them now that we're on the subject.
it. Okay.
How do you only win by 49 last week? When Mr. Insider says 50, we want 50. This isn't a recommendation. This isn't me being nice. No, Coach Gary, we want 50. You go for 2 at the end of the game to extend it to 50. He goes for 1. I mean, what's up with this respecting your opponent and what's up with that? Yeah. I mean, sometimes
Meanwhile, he would have been national news if he would have went for 2.
Sometimes things are bigger than football. And recently, I've been the WPIAL outsider, so I need to be correct on some of these predictions. Yep. But no,
you were
obviously,
very confident there.
Obviously, I kid, but yeah, when I call something by 50, they win by 49. Yeah, it breaks my heart. 2 broken hearts last week with Norwin as well.
Yeah,
2 broken
We'll get
hearts.
into the picks in a little bit. All right, you kind of alluded to my pick, and I will say you kind of put me on to him in terms of letting me keep an eye on him, and I'm going to go with Deacon DeHoot, the young man from Jefferson, Morgan. 16 touchdowns on the season.
And he does it, return game, receiving, running. He actually might have the most points in the WPIAL because he also kicks their extra points, I think, as well. Or he has some kicked extra points. One time he was holding it, and he picked it up and ran for a 2-point conversion.
South,
I mean, the Tri-County South, honestly,
could this be the best year of the Tri-County South?
Oh, absolutely is the best year of the Tri-County South. California, I think that they're okay, or at least will probably win a playoff game. Beat Cornell. But
Cornell got beat up on by Canavan.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I don't want to say it's a shame because I love that single A programs are so good with Fort Cherry and Clarendon. But man, I wish this was a couple years ago. Jefferson Morgan had this team. It's a championship caliber team. It really is. The offensive line and defensive line are massive for single A teams. I like Jefferson Mo. I will say, maybe I'm wrong on this. Are you sold on Bishop Canavan?
I go back and forth. I wasn't early in this year, and then when they played right with Seton LaSalle, and I said, "Oh, okay." And then they had a big blowout win, and now
they beat Steel Valley.
Yes, that was the game.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh." And then Steel Valley has bounced back very.
Steel Valley
nicely.
has looked like $1 million since they lost.
So the Steel Valley
what is
game.
the pecking order in 1A?
I mean, I
if
think
you're doing tiers,
I think it's Fort Cherry, Clarendon, and then it's Canavan. I'd throw in JMO, Cal.
Yeah.
Do you throw Laurel in there? Leechburg?
Do you throw in Leechburg? Yeah, that's the question. But who's number 3? I guess is the question.
I'm confident in saying it's Canavan.
It's BC. Yeah, I put them at 3 in my rankings this week.
I agree with that.
And I've been low on them, like very low.
That Steel Valley win to me means more than what Jefferson Morgan has done at this point. Means more than what Laurel has done to this.
Laurel let me down.
Yeah,
they let me down.
And what was their loss?
They had a bad, not a bad loss, but I thought that they were going to. I thought that they were going to win. I called my shot, and once again, Mr. Outsider. Yeah, it was to Bishop Canavan, is what it was. Yeah, and
so there you go.
It was an 18-point loss.
Yeah. So I mean, that's safe to say that. I mean, Canavan's
a better team,
and Canavan has 2 premier wins. I mean, you're still.
They gotta be 3.
Laurel is still pretty high on your list.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Absolutely. They're like 5.
Yeah.
yeah, they're 5. So, yeah, those are 1A players of the year and a little bit of 1A talk there. But 1A's fun, man.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be fun. I mean, I'm questioning if anyone can beat Fort Cherry and Clarendon. We're going to get to find out when Fort Cherry plays BC. That will see that on the showcase.
That's going to be a telltale game right there. And another thing that kind of pissed me off, and this is another one where Mr. Insider is right. I'm sorry, Mr. Insider is wrong even when he's right. I say last week on the pick segment, Jeanette struggles with bigger offensive lines and defensive lines. They have athletes. They'll out-athlete you, but they struggle in the interior. And they said, let me take Jeanette. And then what does Leechburg do? Leechburg bullies them, and they win the game. It's like, I went back and watched the podcast. I'm like, you idiot. Like, you're literally saying what's going to happen. I mean, it's just, like, even when I'm right, I'm wrong. It's remarkable. But
and that was brought to you by our friends at Champ Sports Bar and Grill.
Get
Shout
there
out
for
to those
family pool night.
Yes. Yep. Burgers are great. Try the cheese sticks. Let's go to 2A. I'll go first because we were just talking about Steel Valley, and I'm going to go with Deron Barksdale.
Yeah.
I think you talk about an MVP of who is going to lead this team, and they go as far as he goes. They're going to go as far as he goes.
Absolutely. And, even in the Bishop Canavan game, every time Bishop Canavan won comfortably, but every time they're about to blow him out, Barksdale comes in with a strip, one way or the other, just finding ways to make a play. Defense on the defensive side of the ball as well. So, in 2A is a weird classification because who even are the top guys in 2A? I don't even know who the top teams are in 2A. I've seen LaSalle as my number 1. Are they number 1? I don't know. And they kind of do everything by committee.
I think this class, and we'll look back on this tape later in the year, this class is the most likely to have a high seed win or get in to the WPIAL championship, in my opinion. Because I think you were talking about the tiers. Yeah. I don't think there are tiers in 2A. I think anyone can beat anyone. There's probably a plethora of 7-8 teams that have a shot.
And I want to give a shout out to WTAE's Ashley Lyotis in the preseason show. She picked Riverside to win. Yeah. And I said, the Panthers, really? And she said, honestly, 2A, I think, is going to be wide open this year, and this is going to be one where somebody gets hot, and you never know. And I said, hey, good. Okay. I was like, I kind of like their reasoning.
There?
Yeah, I don't know what. It was very odd. But and then I was like, well, they did make it to the second round last year. And not that they were close to beating Seton LaSalle, but they played with Seton in that second round game. But, Will Martin, certainly for Seton LaSalle, speaking of which on the topic, I hear he's going to get much more involved in the offense moving forward. He's involved already. He's their tight end, and they do a couple nice things with him. But defensively, oh, man, is he mean. And but my player of the year so far is going to be Tegan Krause from Waynesburg. And I have Waynesburg as my number 9 team. But once again, this is one of those ones where it can kind of be anybody. And Tegan does a lot for that team offensively and defensively. It's going to be interesting. Like, Wash High's Tristan Reed, I think that's a guy who, in the playoffs, you look and say, holy smokes, he kind of took over the whole bracket. Western Beavers, Wyatt Spilbaney, he does it all for WB. And one of the fastest guys in the WPIAL, he's another guy where you're like,
and what do we have out of South Allegheny? Like, their win against South Park, runaway win.
Runaway.
And I think more along the lines of where we thought South Park might be. I think South Park kind of surprised some teams this year.
They surprised me early. Yeah.
Early. And now, but the question is, like, is that side of the city, if you will, able to come back up and contend with the Seton LaSalle's and the Westerns?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know come playoff time, but I don't know. South Allegheny has both Cook brothers.
South Allegheny Steel Valley would be interesting.
That would be interesting. That would be very interesting.
That might be a week 9 game.
I was going to say, I think it's the final week of the season coming up here. But I'll tell you another one. Apollo Ridge, Jaden McCray at Apollo Ridge can do some damage in the playoffs. I mean, this is a 6'3" kid that kind of plays it all for them. Not to compare him to Robert Foster, but we've seen what Foster did when he was a sophomore in the playoffs. Guys like that can take over the entire month of October and November. So, I don't know. I wouldn't put anything past anybody. Right now, I think Seton LaSalle is firing on all cylinders. And Kai Jones, their quarterback, is starting to get in his groove. And if they get this quarterback situation figured out, watch out, because the Rebels will be running. So,
yeah, and like you don't have Neshannock?
No, Neshannock's 10-1A.
They're 10-1A.
Yeah, but they're and that just goes back to everything's messed up.
Yeah, I mean, Elwood City 3-2. They've gotten a couple good wins under their belt. Now they got beat up earlier in the year.
Tyler Smiley gets better every single week. And let me tell you, this receiver they have, Dominic Hogue, Smiley just throws it up to the guy. He's running downfield. Nobody catches him. So, like, I don't know. 2A's fun. We're going to see in the playoffs. There's going to be a ton of upsets in the playoffs.
Yes.
I will be disappointed if there's not like 4 in the first round.
I agree. I totally agree. I think that'll be fun to watch. All right, 3A we go. It is the Midseason Player of the Year Awards here on the WPIAL Insider Show, all brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates. 3A, you can lead us off in 3A.
3A's tough. There's so many guys to kind of pick from, and I'll go off of I'll name some names after you select.
Okay.
But I'm going to say people are going to get mad. Give me Amos Glenn from Freeport.
Okay.
16 touchdowns on the ground. The Yellow Jackets are 5-0. They're the least talked about 5-0 team in WPIAL history. They're a lot of fun. And if you remove Mr. Glenn from this Freeport team, they're not even in the top 12. Okay. So I don't know. I think a Player of the Year candidate, it kind of matters how important you are to the team. Glenn absolutely is he's a cog in it. But they have a couple other guys as well. But I think what he's doing on the ground is massive for Freeport. So I'm gonna go Freeport. Or Freeport's Amos Glenn.
I would not have had that one.
16 touchdowns on the ground in 3A.
Yeah, it is impressive. It is impressive. And I think it is maybe not what you would expect. I mean, Avonworth is the cream of the crop in
Yes.
3A, especially with what they have done. But unfortunately, I think 3A might be the deepest class
Agreed.
this year. And I'm not going to go with someone. I think Avonworth has the best team
Correct.
in 3A, but they don't have that stud. They have a bunch of studs.
They don't have a guy that
The guy. They
Correct.
don't have the guy. I'm going to go with Joey Filitsky, quarterback from North Catholic.
And this is probably the correct guy.
Leads the WPIAL in passing touchdowns with 20. He also has no interceptions.
That's
on
key.
this season.
That's key. And I think it was a couple weeks ago he had what Brad say? He had 8 attempts and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, like almost every time he threw the ball, it was going to the end zone.
Super efficient. But that is the correct pick, and I knew that was your pick. That's why I went Glenn, because I think Filitsky is the runaway player of the year in 3A right now. But another one, I mean, Drew Ross at Freeport as well. He's the quarterback DB for the Yellow Jackets. Ryan Messina, you want to talk about EF's Ryan Messina? He has been
big on him.
He has been awesome this year. They almost beat South Fayette 2 weeks ago, which would have been a monster win versus a 5A team. James Boo Boo Armstrong, he honestly might be the pick over Glenn. He had 600 total yards in one game alone. Obviously, Avonworth kind of had to bring him back down to earth a little bit.
Yeah.
He still had a pretty decent game.
Sure.
But how can you not mention James Armstrong as Player of the Year candidate? And, of course, at Amani Christian, Gabe Jenkins. Gabe Jenkins is playing quarterback for them. He does it all. He's a great defensive back going to Penn State in 2 years. So 3A is a lot of fun, but I think the MVP of it right now is probably Filitsky. But Amos Glenn.
There's only one player in the WPIAL that has more yards than Filitsky.
Who's
and
it?
it's
Hellman.
Ethan Hellman.
Yeah, I was going to say it had to be Hellman.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll bring
And
him
Hellman,
up
by
in-
the
in
way,
10
has
minutes.
one interception.
So
and 18
give and
touchdowns.
take. Yeah, give and take.
So,
but what North Catholic has done this year is awesome, and they've been doing it. I mean, Riker Kennedy's been banged up. Who was the WPIAL's leading receiver last year?
And how many times do you see in 3A the quarterback that has the most touchdowns in the league, all classes?
Yeah.
And then Armstrong is sitting at 5th in passing yards in the WPIAL, and he has less touchdowns, just 3 interceptions, but already over 1,000 yards passing.
How many touchdowns does he have passing?
14.
Yeah, and he probably has 6 or 7 running as well. So, I mean, he does it on the ground as well. Yeah, I think probably Armstrong and Filitsky are the two guys, but I think come playoff time, that 6'4" Ryan Messina, he's going to be tough to bring down. He's
Certainly
gonna
going
be tough to bring
difficult.
down. So
That will be that'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. I think 3A is going to be absolutely electric to see just how.
Is this the year Coach Fran Leroy Johnson at Amani gets his championship?
I don't think so,
And that's crazy to
No.
think about.
and I don't. I think they're going to be in the
They're
conversation.
going to be, oh, yeah.
but
And this is one of his best teams.
yes,
But they lost to Avonworth last year, and somehow Avonworth graduated a ton and got better. Speaking of which, of Avonworth, I mean, we have to bring up Luca Neal.
yeah.
He does everything defensively as
Right.
well, but he was the WPIAL leading receiver, and then he didn't catch a pass for like a week and a half. Like,
And
it's
that-
crazy to think of. That's how well-rounded they are.
Getting ready to do the Central Valley Avonworth game this week.
Yeah.
Talking with Mark Lyons, and he said to me on the phone, he said, I now know what it was like with teams matching up against us in our prime.
Oh, really?
When you just can't game plan
pick.
against
You can't
one
pick.
person.
Yeah.
It's just so many dudes.
Yeah. They finally start taking away Neal, and
You
just
double team Neal. And
Jaden Jones starts
they're
going
like,
off.
"Where
of
did
it."
this guy
and he's like,
come
"It's
from?"
sophomore, 6'3".
Yeah,
Like,
yes.
who is this guy? Oh, and then by the way, they got Dimitri Velasaris in the backfield.
oh,
Like,
by the way.
yeah, that's a great line from Mark Lyons.
I
Like,
thought that was
oh, man.
interesting. Of like, I know what it was. That was like to go. Do we cover Jordan Whitehead or
Or
Robert
Foster. You can't do both.
Dude, good stuff. 4A. we will go. And this one gets a little interesting, and I'm going to throw a curveball at you.
Throw it.
I'm going to quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going freshman quarterback.
Ooh.
I'm going Marino Graham.
Really?
From Newcastle.
From the Canes.
The Canes are in the conversation.
Yes.
And we'll find out just how in the conversation they are this week.
Friday. Friday.
We'll find out just how much they're in the conversation. But I think, again, going back to my point of what does someone do that they're a big reason, a big part of why that they're successful. 9 touchdowns on the season through the air, but another 5 for
running the rock
on the ground, and he's also kicking PATs for them.
I think the biggest thing with him is, number one, he's a freshman. Number two, he's not making the mistakes is the key.
Yes.
They have a guy who they can trust. Yeah, that's a great pick. And to be honest, your 4A, not that it's like a little bit of a sleeper of a classification, but there's nobody that's really dominating. You know,
No, and that kind of was, Marcus Council, obviously.
Marcus Council's for sure up there, but
he's thrown some picks.
yeah, he has some interception, and he throws it a ton. He throws it a ton,
and
he's throwing some touchdowns too.
Yes, and that's also indicative of the fact that Aliquippa really doesn't have that running back stud
Right.
anymore. We saw that in the game. Council this year, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, about 800 yards through the air.
And he's been running it as well. He's been running it.
But I think Newcastle's success is flowing through that quarterback position.
Yeah.
Obviously, Cox has done a really nice job as well for them.
They're going to be fun for the next couple of years.
Yeah, in my head, I'm like, wow, what matchup do we go up to Taggart Stadium next year?
5 games, 4 shutouts for the Canes. Coach Mo, and they're not playing Little Sisters of the Poor.
No.
Playing Penn Hills and such.
Sure.
So yeah, the big test is this week versus Quip. But yeah, I mean, I like that pick. I mean, obviously, no Come On Spell recently. Come On Spell probably would have been the runaway with this award. You got to play.
Yep.
Best ability is availability.
Yep.
And I do think that we're going to be getting him back this week. My pick, Aiden Yoakum, running back for Mars. I mean, he said on the show earlier, he had a bad game versus Bethel Park. Mind you, they beat Bethel Park 5A team. Said I only had 190 yards.
Only
190, but 330-some yards and 4 touchdowns versus Montour. Every time Montour would come back last week and almost get there, Yoakum would just break another one. So right now, it's not crazy to think Mars is the number 1 team in 4A. Right now, I have Quip, but I could be talked out of Quip quickly,
Sure.
The same way I can be talked out of Mars quickly,
Yeah, and certainly you're not going to put TJ there.
And Tyler Eber, he's having a good year. Last year he had a great year. He's having a good year.
And I don't think that's Tyler Eber. I think that's the offensive line turnover.
Correct. I mean, when you lose all those offensive linemen and quarterback and receiver,
and that's not a typical Bill Chirpak way things go. A script for Bill Chirpak.
Right. So yeah, it's going to be interesting in 4A. But there's not really a team or player that's dominating. And I'll tell you another one that can maybe get it going here is Jonah Williamson come conference play. Last year, Trinity did the same thing. They started out 1-4.
Yeah.
Won a couple games in conference.
Find a way in. And
I'll tell you what, he threw a couple nice balls versus Peters Township, and he gets hot at the end of the game. I would like to see Trinity put it all together. I think Coach Canals can do that. I would love to see Trinity in the realm of things because I think that they're close.
Well, boy, with the 4A playoffs condensed because of...
It hurts. It hurts.
I mean, there's going to be a good football team left on the outside.
Yeah.
Just 8 teams go to the dance.
Yep.
And as we mentioned last year, it's up to the WPIAL steering committee on who gets in and who gets left out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. And I know that they put in a lot of time and effort going through those picks, but... Yeah, it's not easy. And another shout out, I guess, is Armand Hill. He hasn't been putting up video game numbers like he did. I mean, fresh, and that's so indicative of your offensive line as well. he was a freshman, had an unbelievable offensive line. He was
In
putting up-
3A.
in 3A as well. In
Don't think
3A
about- yeah,
as well.
Don't forget about that.
And they,
'cause that,
you know,
that changed.
that
We're
changes
talking
a
about
lot.
Armand Hill a lot differently if he's still in 3A.
Correct. And he didn't get worse.
No.
You know, he didn't get,
No.
he got faster and more explosive, but
Sure.
it's a different ball game. You lose your offensive line and you get bumped up.
Now you're playing 5A teams. I did
Hurts.
I did a
Yeah.
comparison of the Bethel Park available boys in
Mm-hmm.
5A versus, I mean, they're like a fringe
Yeah.
4A team is West Mifflin. So, no,
Yeah, I didn't
another
think
good
about that.
shout
Yeah,
out of-
fringe 4A teams. Yeah, it hurts.
It does.
Hurts.
All right, let's go to 5A. Break it down. Our players of the year of the midseason here on the WPIAL Insider Show. 5A. A lot of dudes in this class.
This one gets fun. This one gets fun.
Well, you can start us off.
I'll start us off, and how can
I
I
don't
go?
think you're going to pick mine. So
Good. Because I think that this could be the midseason player of the year award. What you said is disrespectful to the community, Matt. My Upper St. Clair community. How dare you speak ill of them? I've been banging this drum since day one of the WPIAL Insider Show years ago. Give me Ethan Hellman in Upper St. Clair. This kid took so many strides this year, just throwing dots all over it, not to mention throwing it to all different types of targets. His two favorites, Nico Diorazio and Bryce Jones, two excellent players. He has a great tight end he likes to throw to as well. I really like Upper St. Clair this year. What you said hurt me. You said they played a JV schedule.
they did, and they have.
And it hurts me because it's true. It hurts me because it's true. This is the week. They have to beat Peters Township. And I'm not going to give away my pick yet, but if Ethan Hellman is the player of the year, you go out and beat Peters Township this week.
That's true.
That's
what you would do.
really what it is. Another shout out I want to give, Bethel Park's David Dennison. 14 touchdowns. I mean, he's putting up 300-yard games like they're candy.
He's
So
a dude.
he's a dude, and he waited his turn.
Yeah. Respect.
Respect to that nowadays. Every kid doesn't want to go through, oh no, I'm the best player here.
Mike Logan
I'll
was
just go
really
the other way.
impressed with him, and people forget Mike Logan was a tailback in high school.
Yeah.
He was very impressed with him.
Yeah, he was that's just a great character kid, a great kid you want to have on your team, and I wish him all the best. 14 touchdowns. Heck, he's in the running for player of the year. No doubt about that. Who's your pick, Matthew?
Well, I'm going to go with the best team in 5A. The best player on the best team.
Oh, you're going Ubi.
Nope.
What?
Sure not.
What?
Lucas Chanafelt of
Oh,
the Peters Township Indians. Doing it on both sides of the ball, playing tight end. Just an absolute stud on the defensive side of the ball. You could make an argue that Reston Lehman could also be, that these two could be
Oh, yeah.
players.
Well, Reston Lehman doesn't have a one-handed pick six.
He doesn't.
He did that last year.
Oh, that's a good point.
This is this year.
Right.
Lucas has the one-handed pick
Right.
six.
And by the way, you went to Catholic school, right?
I did.
So you know lying's not good.
Who's lying?
You about Upper St. Clair.
I've been on this for a long time now.
We were check the receipts. We should check the receipts here. I'm like, Brad, we should check the receipts.
Yeah.
Talk to the mic, Bradley.
I miss Brad.
Yeah, I already did. Too.
The some others, Ubi Strader, I brought him up in jest a little bit, but his game is not in jest. He's having one heck of a year.
He is having one heck of a
And
year.
guess what? Now he gets into conference play. Nobody else in his conference has won a game, so he might be able to put up some major stats there. Because Pine's schedule has been rough.
Yes, and now it gets coasting.
Coasting
almost.
until the final
NA.
week against NA. Yeah.
Week 8.
Week 8. Oh, that's week 8.
Second
Yeah,
to
that's
last.
right. Second to last week. Another one, Scoop Smith. I like Scoop.
Just got to find a way to get the ball.
That's the thing. He doesn't get enough touches.
Yeah.
But boy, does he make those touches count. I like when they started just pitching him the ball in the kickoff return.
Yeah. Oh, that's
You know what?
great.
You're not
That's
going to kick
fantastic.
it. Just
We're giving it to him anyway.
just getting it to him anyway. And I want to give a shout out to Gateway's Mason Mitchell, a backup quarterback like me, comes in and just starts dominating Gateway, cooking since he's come in.
Yes.
So and Elvis Katauskas really, really good player. Obviously, Gateway's first couple games were super hard.
Right.
I'm not saying Elvis is a bad player because he's actually really good player.
You're not telling Elvis to leave the building.
Yeah, no, Elvis, you stay. Yeah, you stay, Elvis. But just want to give a shout out to a backup stepping up in a big way. So
Nice. All right. 6A?
6A, it can't be anybody else for me. I'm going Tristan Tavares. We'll get into my picks and what happened last week, the travesty last week during the pick segment. But Tavares is the most dangerous dude in the WPIAL.
Close only counts in hand grenades, horseshoes, and cornhole.
Just let me go with my
Okay,
Northern
all right.
Knights here.
Yeah,
Okay?
Yep.
Just let me go.
Close. It was close. You were close.
You take him off this team, they probably don't have a win. They're dominating teams, and all of a sudden they're shocking the WIPY just a little bit, though. Could have been a big bit. Just a little bit, though. But I'm going Tristan Tavares.
That could be a new nickname. Could have been.
Could have been.
It could have been award.
They could have been award. Yeah, maybe.
That's coming up in the WIPYs or WIPYs.
WIPYs.
All right. You said it could be no one other. Yes, it can. It could be Roman Thompson.
Roman, very
13
efficient.
touchdowns for Pittsburgh Central Catholic on the season.
Is he the scariest guy in the WIPY?
One of them.
He hits like a Mack truck.
Yeah.
I will say, he's going to get mad at me for saying this. I'm going to say second scariest guy. Sorry, Roman. He's very prideful of his
Scary
linebacker
ability. Okay. Prowess.
Prowess, yes. Talked to him at the KDK radio preseason show, and he said, as long as I'm on the hardest hitter list. And I said, oh, yeah, you would be on the hardest. That's when I was releasing my list. I said, yeah, you'll be on that. But I think Will Martin from Seton LaSalle is probably number one. That guy runs around like, and it helps that he plays 2A ball, so the kids are not as fast as 6A, and he's just, I mean, I went to the Carlington Seton game last
really?
week.
Classification determines your speed. Interesting.
Well, no, but classification determines your opponent's speed. And
Interesting.
let's just say
Backing you into corner here.
No. Let's just say if both Will and Roman run a 4.6,
Yep.
okay? But Roman's playing against guys that run a 4.8, okay? So he hits them pretty good. Will's playing against guys that run like a 5.2. So when he hits them, it is like
Interesting.
ooh, say a couple prayers for that youngin. He took Carlington's quarterback's head off about 3 times last week. I was like, oh
boy.
It's like somebody get him out of the game, man. Like it hurts. But Roman Thompson, very mean, very good too. So
Very mean, very good. 6A, maybe the most interesting it's been in a while.
yeah, and why is that? Because of Tristan Tavares
And Hempfield.
and Hempfield.
Sort
and
of.
Hempfield.
A little bit.
Little bit.
All right.
Dom Detriff, shout out to him as well. He's having a nice year as well.
Congratulations to all of our mid-season award winners of the Player of the Year so far.
So far, Player of the Year so far. Get your awards in the mail.
When we come back, it is this week's edition of the WIPYs and, of course, everybody's favorite segment, the Pick segment. Pick'em is coming up with Brad's picks included. That's all to come and more on this edition of the WPIAL Insider Show, presented to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates. Welcome back on the WPIAL Insider Show, presented to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates. Back with the WPIAL Insider himself, Carlo Zofko. I am just Matt Fargo.
2-time Matt Fargo, 2-time pick champion, 2-time Emmy champion.
Wow, you're
I'll keep giving.
What are you doing over there?
You're crowning you. Keep crowning you.
Buffaloing me, I feel like.
Well, I need to make sure you
soften me up over here.
Well, we're getting into the pick segment
I
here.
know.
Short, I need you to be nice. I got a nice lead right now.
Yeah, okay. All right, Whippy time. We create an award title and we hand it out digitally, of course. Don't expect anything in the mail. You laugh at the joke every week.
It's so good.
Oh, my gosh. Well, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first with Brad's.
Okay, yeah.
Brad, Helping Right the Ship Award, and it goes to Gateway freshman quarterback Mason Mitchell. I didn't know he was a freshman. That makes it even more impressive. Mason Mitchell, who led Gateway to a pair of close wins following an 0-3 start. Starter Elvis Gatauskas has been injured. The freshman comes in.
Brad watching the show?
Yeah, you must have just been watching. I didn't know I was stealing Brad's entire thunder, though. I kind of feel bad now. I didn't read this beforehand.
It's so good.
I didn't know that Mason was a freshman.
He's a freshman.
Yeah, he's a freshman. Yeah, very, very nice. So shout out to Mason Mitchell. Let me tell you, I had Gateway on the highlight show. Sean Moorfield, the receiver, is electrifying, and he is putting the ball in spots that only Moorfield can get. Those two are a nice duo there. So, yeah, Helping Right the Ship Award, Mason Mitchell.
I like it. Mine is a little bit of a song title.
Ooh.
It feels like the first time.
Woo!
It feels like the very first time. Scotties of Southmoreland.
Oh!
With first-year head coach Dustin Schoaf.
Yeah.
5-0. The first time since 1964, which was the first year of Southmoreland football.
Wow, that they're 5-0.
That they're 5-0.
Feels like the first. What an excellent title.
Thank you.
Goodness. Shout out to Dustin Schoaf.
Yeah.
You know, am I getting old? I remember
was,
I ranked him on my prospect list way back in the day.
for the Yacht
Oh,
Cougars.
Man, the Yacht Cougars. Yep. He was
Yeah.
a hell of a running back.
Yeah, they play on Cougar Mountain.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. They
Haven't been up there in a long time.
I've never been up there.
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh man, got to take
It's
this show
beautiful.
on the road. It
Yeah,
is.
it's beautiful. I've seen it on the video, but never been there.
Scott A's.
Scotty's very nice. 5-0.
5-0.
Impressive.
How about him?
My WIPY Award.
Yes.
This might be the best award, the Suck on That Mr. Insider Award. And and that goes
What is up with
to
your
the
titles?
Indiana Little Indians in 4A. I do my tier list a couple weeks ago, and I put them better luck next year. They were, I think, the only 4A team in that category. Coach Zelenskis obviously wasn't happy with that. The entire team not happy with that. Back-to-back wins. They beat Derry last week, who Derry looks pretty good this year, and they beat Laurel. They murdered Laurel Highlands. And by the way, they get 0-5 knocked this week, and then Hampton and West Mifflin the next 2 weeks. So all of a sudden, are we thinking playoffs for Indiana?
1 little, 2 little, 3 little win.
Yeah. Windians.
Yep.
The Windians. So, yeah, the Suck on That Mr. Insider
Wasn't it
Award.
Brad who reminded us that they don't like being called little anymore?
Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah,
and
okay. And you did it.
I totally just
Suck
disregarded
on that,
it.
Mr. Insider.
Suck on that, Mr. Insider. So, yeah, shout out to the Indians, the Windians.
Why am I envisioning that award being a pacifier? Just in my head, that's what I saw.
Oh, but no, I want to give credit because I feel like I totally disrespected them. So they were hot last week. Now they're winning awards. So the Indians.
How about it?
How about it?
Well, we're up against a break. When we come back, the Pick'em segment featuring Brad's picks and
maybe a special guest.
Maybe a special guest. Who it is, you got to stick around and find out on this edition of the WPIAL Insider Show, presented to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates.
Some moments on the field go beyond the game. They shape who we become. At Home Team Collections, we honor those moments with the care and craftsmanship they deserve. Because these moments aren't just memories, they're a legacy worth preserving. Any team, any sport, any logo. Visit HomeTeamCollections.com today and save $10 off your first order.
You spend your life on the field, in the gym, or on the court. You know what it means to be part of a team, to push for a goal, and to chase a win. What if you could take that same drive and turn it into a high-paying career? BMAC Logistics is looking for people just like you for their Beaver and North Shore Pittsburgh office locations. BMAC is a top 100 freight brokerage in the U.S., and they know what the best athletes make to make the best sales professionals. Why? Because you're already wired for success. You're competitive, you know how to work with a team, and you're not afraid of rolling up your sleeves and putting in that hard work to get the ultimate reward. At BMAC Logistics, you'll join a high-energy team as an inside sales representative. It doesn't matter if you're fresh out of high school, college, or already have some experience. BMAC Logistics will give you the training and the support you need to succeed. If you have that natural hunger to win, you could be earning a six-figure salary within the first 15 to 18 months. Ready to take your competitive spirit to the next game, to the next rewarding career? Join the swarm at BMAC Logistics and apply today. Thanks for BMAC Logistics for sponsoring the WPIAL Insider Show.
Welcome back inside this edition of the WPIAL Insider Show, presented to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates. Final segment of week 5. It's the Pick'em segment, and we have a very special guest, Mrs. Insider.
Mrs. Insider.
Is
Wait,
here.
I thought this was Brad after his surgery. No. Wow, I thought he was getting a knee surgery. I thought he did a whole different surgery, but no, I'm just kidding. We miss you, Brad. Mrs. Insider is here. Wifey, Bree Spina of Spina Law Associates. Bree, welcome to the WPIAL Insider Show.
Thank
Debut.
you.
The WPIAL Insider Show debut. She's doing the pick segment. You know, she talks all this crap all week long, says, why come you can't win a pick'em? I said, well, you try. So here she is.
Well, you know, this could easily, as it often does for you, backfire.
This could backfire horribly, horribly. This will be like my 1A picks in the playoffs last year. I'm feeling upsets and just picked all the wrong
Every
upsets. So we will see how she does. Are you excited to be on the show?
I'm very excited.
Aren't you? You're, of course, a weekly viewer of the show, right?
Of course.
Of course.
She's at the very least a weekly retweeter, which we all
we
appreciate.
we
just a little more.
appreciate. And
Yeah.
like, obviously, we appreciate you allowing Carlo the time that he puts into
Yes,
this.
that as well.
Because we know that's a lot.
It's fine.
I will say this. She might look pretty, okay? She might look like she doesn't know whip your ball. She watches that highlight show every single Sunday on 22 The Point. She's gonna get some nice picks here. I just have faith.
All right.
She rises to the occasion.
I'm not going to go easy on you, Bert, just so you know. And Brad already submitted his picks, and he didn't know this was happening.
Yeah, he didn't know. He didn't know.
Carlo, I feel like you might be able to get into his head, and we would appreciate that. All right, here
Honestly, this might be a strategy by Mr. Fargo because I'm finally first in picks. Now he brings my wife on the show to kind of throw a curveball at me. I don't like this,
we go.
Matt.
Wow.
He-
You just figured it out.
Matt is in the cellar of our Pick'em segment for the first time ever, and we let him hear about it, as do the fans.
Well, you know, like the midseason awards, they don't mean much. So we'll see how that goes as the season goes on.
Yes.
A lot of football
A
to be
lot
played,
of football to be played.
especially on Friday. Let's start off. We'll start off with the alma mater, Pittsburgh Central Catholic at North Allegheny.
Ooh, big one.
Big time matchup in 6A, a championship preview for some. Will the Vikings or the Tigers win in this one? Vikings at Tigers at North Allegheny's right field at Newman Stadium. Of course, that's what Bob wants us to call it.
Mm-hmm. And I will say this, North Allegheny, you guys are lucky that Tristan Tavares and the Nora Knights fell off in the final 5 minutes.
Yeah, this would
somehow,
be a
some way. Mr. Insider was going to look like a genius last week, but that's what Art Walker does. He just hangs around and he just gets you. When that scoreboard is 0-0-0, you bet your bottom dollar North Allegheny probably has the bigger points somehow. But not this week. Give me the Vikings of Central Catholic.
What'd Brad go with?
Brad went with Central Catholic.
Okay.
What about
Bree?
the lovely Bree?
I'm going Tigers.
North Allegheny.
Wow.
Going North Allegheny. Right out of the
You
gate.
know I'm a Central alum is the thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. She's going
And
with Walker.
she's going to be on her first pick on an island.
On it. Oh, wow.
I'm
the
gonna
island
go
pick-
Pittsburgh Central Catholic.
You like islands.
Sure.
Yeah.
What's your favorite island drink?
Margarita?
A margarita. Okay,
Okay,
well,
yeah.
Brad does mojitos, so
Right.
okay, yeah, margarita. Maybe she'll be sipping margarita.
I thought you were going to ask her what's her favorite island to go to.
That's what I thought.
That's two. The North Allegheny Island, obviously.
Yeah.
yeah,
is
right.
number one.
Clearly. All right, Bree, hot start off
Hot
right
start.
off
I
onto an
wasn't
island
expecting
there.
that.
Upper St. Clair is at Peters Township. Boy, great games this week. Two of the 12 undefeated teams in the WPIAL.
Mm-hmm.
One of these teams will no longer be undefeated. You know, I'm going to go first. I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here. If
Here
you
we
don't
go.
mind.
Go ahead.
You know, this was the beginning for all of us with Upper St. Clair and my fandom, not your fandom, your hatred, my fandom last year.
How dare he?
Last year.
How dare he, Pantherland?
And I went out on the limb and was on the island
Mhm.
and picked Upper St. Clair to upset Peters Township last year, and it happened.
Mm-hmm.
It happened.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and I said that, you know, Upper St. Clair would play a JV schedule this year.
Yeah, yeah.
They
We
hadn't
don't like
played
those words at
anybody-
Upper
they
St.
had-
Clair.
They didn't play anybody.
Me and my buddies not happy.
And I was curious too. Like, I got a message at the beginning of the year from the student section account at Upper St. Clair, and they said, "Be young, or be easy on the young guys that are taking over the account." And so, like a week or two ago, I went back on that account, and I realized
I haven't
that
seen him.
Upper St. Clair, they haven't posted much. And they unfollowed me. Wow! You down! Peters Township winning this thing. Give me the Indians.
Unbelievable. They have followed you?
disrespect.
That's
Unbelievable.
nuts.
We did this together last year.
That is
USC.
worse than Mars blocking
I
Brad.
agree with you.
Oh, you were hand in hand with. You were going out to the 50 with the captains.
They were making videos of us.
Oh.
They were recreating the podcast.
Wow.
Peters Township.
Upper St. Clair. I love that. I was going to go Peters. I'm going Upper St. Clair. Give me the you. I didn't know that they unfollowed Mr. Fargo. I love that. Pantherland, I'm rolling with you. I hope you go the all black or all white, whatever you guys do. I'm just figuring out on the fly this year. But this is us. Mr. Hellman proves his worth and proves the player of the year right now. Give me USC.
Brad.
I had Peters until that. That is electric. Brad took Peters Township.
All right. Who's on the
The
island?
lovely Bree.
I was going Peters.
All right. I like it.
Oh, any particular reason why?
The videos last year.
Well, Upper St. Clair did the videos last year.
I know, but they were a little mean.
Oh, see, this is why I love her. They were a little mean.
They were a little mean.
What was your favorite
They
part of the
made-
videos?
The imitations.
But what?
Oh, the crickets.
The crickets. She was.
Always great to hear from you, Brad.
You really
Yes.
kicked the guy when he's down. Like, quick, man. Oh man,
She
that's tough.
rewatched that 100 times. That
Yeah,
video.
it was
As
really
did
a
I.
knee slapper.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he had to get a new knee.
Maybe. Yes. Maybe.
Already off the. We're 2 picks in, and this is off the rails. Bethel Park, the Blackhawks at the Moon Tigers. Tiger Stadium. Rip Shear Field at Tiger Stadium on University Boulevard. out
I
there.
feel a little bad. Andrew Cross, I should have brought up for Player of the Year candidate for the Moon Tigers quarterback. I think he was a golfer or something like that and just started playing quarterback, and he's electric. So I feel bad for missing that. I don't feel bad. I'm picking Bethel Park. I know me and Bethel don't really like each other, you know, whatever it may be.
Why?
No, I'm just kidding. They were,
Why was
they were
that?
my horse last year.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I feel comfortable saying this. Moon has been a little bit disappointing this year. Maybe they right the ship versus Bethel in conference play. I don't know. I'm taking BP and David Dennison.
I agree with you. I would have thought they lost that close game against Penn Trafford.
Mm-hmm.
They had another bad loss.
Lost to Seneca.
Seneca Valley, 6A school, but still.
Seneca's not great.
Yeah, I
For-
don't know what's going on.
I thought they were going to be a contender in 5A.
Yeah,
Contenders in 5As don't lose to Seneca Valley.
exactly.
So that's, and they
And
wasn't particularly close. I mean, Seneca kind of pulled away at the end.
Right. And I think this is Bethel Park's opportunity to show that they can be a contender in 5A if they make this game not close.
You know what? If I don't say it, Evan Devine, that's an omission on the Player of the Year list.
No doubt.
That's an omission. That's our bad, Mr.
Yeah.
Devine. That's our bad.
Take it personally, Evan.
Honestly, take it personally and dominate Moon because Brad took Moon.
All right, Brad took Moon.
But will Brad be on the island?
Yes.
Yes, he will.
She's taking Bethel Park. Any
The
reason why?
Blackhawks.
It's got a feeling.
Got a feeling she likes
That's
the
all
orange.
she needs.
She likes the orange.
Don't discredit her picks with colors.
No, she's wearing orange.
No.
Ish.
Looks more brown.
I was gonna say it's probably
not
brown.
orange.
It's like
You know what? I'm gonna put a filter on the camera so that it's clearly orange, and now the viewers are like, "Yeah,
we're all going to look really tan, oddly tan." Oh boy, I lost my place.
Oh boy.
There we go. Trinity, the Hillers against the Ringgold Rams. This is interesting. We were just talking about Trinity, Jonah Williamson. They've had a tough road. Ringgold, tough loss last week to the Scotties.
Yeah, and Brad's island pick last week, mind you. Brad said Southmoreland, and I kind of stopped and said, "You picked Southmoreland?" Like almost like, what are you doing? And then they didn't just win; they dominated.
Yes,
dominated. I had Ringgold in my top 25. Woof. Give me the Hillers.
I like Trinity in this game too. Bounce back game for Trinity. Second win of the year for Trinity. They have one win.
Yeah, they need to get on track quickly. Brad also took Trinity here. Lovely Brianna. Are you going to put yourself on another island?
Not this one, Trinity.
Trinity. it is?
Trinity.
Okay.
First sweep
First
of the
sweep.
week.
First sweep of the week.
That which normally happens a lot quicker. This one's a good one. Aliquippa at Newcastle.
Does
Quips.
anybody have the cojones to take the Canes?
You know, I think the thing that's playing in my head over and over about this is Newcastle.
I knew it.
Shut out Penn Hills,
Mm-hmm.
and Aliquippa should have lost to Penn Hills.
Yes.
And if that were to have happened, if the heroics of 5 seconds left, 28 yards to go, Marcus Council,
But that's why
didn't
they're the
happen.
Quips.
And that is why they are the Quips. They find
Where's
ways
the
to
game
win.
at?
This is at Taggart Stadium in Newcastle.
Ooh.
Who'd Bradley go with? We'll leave this
Brad
off.
goes with Aliquippa.
Interesting.
Who you going with?
Bree, who you going with? I'm not ready to pick yet.
The Quips.
You're going with the Quips.
Quips.
Why are you going with the Quips?
Always go with the Quips.
See, that's
Yeah.
if you just do that,
Right.
probably going to be right.
Or are you?
Or are you? Say it.
I really want to pick
If you
Newcastle.
don't, I am. I'm just letting you know.
Oh my gosh. When's the last time Newcastle beat Aliquippa? Because this used to be like a
Oh, this was a
section
deal.
rivalry,
Yeah.
huge game. And now, obviously, it is a section game again.
Let me check one thing before I lock in this pick. Because
This is against the rules. This is not normal how this goes.
and let me tell you, it was stupid. Oh, no, it's not stupid. Okay. No, I'm going Aliquippa. Okay, I just reminded myself, going the Quips. Newcastle lost to Hopewell by 25.
They did.
They did.
Aliquippa hasn't played football yet.
They haven't played Hopewell. No,
Well, they will.
they
They
won't.
won't.
Yeah.
You know, if I was in the lead,
Yeah, this is one that you build upon.
I think this is I'm taking a safe pick here. I'm going to stick with the Quips.
I think we're a season
'Cause-
away for Newcastle. I think next year, maybe.
I really thought one of us was going to do it.
Yeah. Well, Brad brought up to me in text today. He said, "Do you think anybody will take Newcastle?" I said, "I'm thinking about it." But I also err on the side with Bree here. You just
Yeah,
never go
there's
against
just
the Quips.
logic.
Yeah.
And like, here's more logic for you. The last time Aliquippa lost 2 regular season games was 2008.
Yeah.
half of the team was not.
His history's
alive.
on their side.
Yes.
History's on their
But then
side.
again, Newcastle beat Penn Hills.
Yeah.
Convincingly.
Yeah.
So, like,
4 shutouts in
to
5
me-
games.
To me, they lost to Hopewell, sure, but they also shut out Penn Hills.
The other wins, though, Highlands, Yock, and Knock. I mean, just,
Not
not a vote of confidence.
Aliquippa beating Mars was a
It's a nice
statement
win. Yeah, it's a nice win. Quips are the
All right.
play, but
Quips.
boy, would that be an upset.
All right, moving on. North Catholic at Amani Christian. Another 2 of those undefeated teams. 12 left coming into this week. The Trojans at the Saints. Will the Saints come marching away with a win?
Ooh, Brad took North Catholic.
As will I.
Really?
Give me the Trojans.
Really?
Yes.
You guys are nuts. You're giving me a Monty Christian on an island?
Sure.
Well, I don't know.
I'm-
Do I have an island?
I'm there. I'm there with you.
We're going to be sipping mojitos and margaritas on this nice little insider island.
Yeah. It's a high school show.
Give me give me the Saints. Give Bree the Saints. We're very, very holy, this insider clan here.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
very
That was
holy.
the
Give us
first
the-
time you two agreed.
Yes.
Without everybody else agreeing. I'm just saying. Now it became couples counseling.
Give us Give us the Saints.
All right. Man, that game's we really didn't dive into that game at all.
No, that's a good game.
Filitsky, most touchdown passes in the WIPY for North Catholic.
Here's what
He
I
hasn't
think.
thrown an interception. I can't pick him as my player of the year in the class and
not pick them. The thing I kind of go back on is North Catholic just mauled Seton LaSalle. Mauled them.
Yeah.
Would Amani Christian? I think that Amani would win. I don't know. It's close. Like, Amani played close last week. They did beat Valley by 72 weeks ago. So, but, at the end of the day, I'm betting on David Davis and Gabe Jenkins.
Yeah.
The 2 best players on the field got 2 best players in the same backfield. Got to find a way.
I'm just also
To
playing
do
in my
this.
head the only time I've seen Amani to this point, and that was against Clarendon. And
Ooh.
wasn't
Wasn't
sold.
convincing.
Wasn't sold.
Wasn't convincing.
I understand that, week 0 can do that.
Is this the telltale game for North Catholic, though,
Yes.
for their
No
season?
question. No question.
I mean,
Because they still got Avonworth.
still got Avonworth, still got Central Valley.
Yeah.
Not to mention Beaver.
Right?
Armstrong. Armstrong's going to get a couple big wins this year with Boo Boo. Or did
Yeah,
I say
Hopewell.
Armstrong?
Hopewell.
Hopewell. Boo Boo Armstrong is his name.
Where the Riverhawks
Sorry.
coming into this conversation?
Hopewell will get a couple big wins with Boo Boo Armstrong. So, yeah, I don't know. Telltale sign for North.
Yes. Shady Side Academy at Steel Valley. Is there any? Oh my goodness! No one ever texts me during this show, and today, leave me alone. I'm busy. Shady Side Academy at Steel Valley. The Bulldogs against the Ironmen. Is there any chance that you could pick Shady Side Academy?
Never. Shady Side could play the Little Sisters of the Poor, and I'm taking the Little Sisters of the Poor. The whole administration, they're all cowards. I'm very happy to say that. What they did hurts the game of football. I will beat this drum every single week the rest of the season. Every other coach agrees with me as well in the conference and in the WPIAL. It's a shame. It's an embarrassment how you duck smoke from from Clarendon. I should calm down.
We got it.
Okay, they got it. Who do they play again?
You don't even know.
Little Sisters of the Poor.
Yeah.
Give me the Little Sisters of the Poor.
Apparently, that's Steel Valley.
Oh, give me and they're playing the Ironmen. Yeah, give me Steel Valley.
Yeah, I like Steel Valley and the Barksdale. I mean, Steel Valley did not start off very hot this year, but boy,
Yeah,
they
they're
picked
hot.
up.
They're
They
hot.
picked it up.
Brad also took Steel Valley. Bree,
Steel Valley.
Full sweep.
why didn't you pick Shady Side?
Because she has to go home with you tonight.
For my own
Oh
sake.
my God. It's just waxed poetic for 10 minutes about the administration.
I don't know if Shady Side Academy will be at the 7-on-7 tournament next year. So
It looks unlikely.
yeah, whatever.
Whether they get invited or not, I
Yeah.
guess. Riverside. Ashley
Ashley
Lyotis.
Lyotis' pick.
Riverside Panthers against the Western Beaver Golden Beavers.
This is where Riverside makes their statement. I would think Ashley thinks. Bree knows Ashley. What do you think
I'm
about
gonna
Ashley
side with
Liotis?
Ashley.
You're siding with Ashley?
Yeah, of course.
She's taking Riverside.
Riverside, the Panthers.
Brad's taking Western Beaver.
I
too am taking Western Beaver.
like Western Beaver.
All right.
Under the lights.
Bree, you're on the island with
With
Ashley.
Ashley, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
And you know Ashley very well, don't you?
I do.
How do you know her?
We go all the way back to St. E's.
Wow, St.
Wow.
Elizabeth, R.I.P.
Wow.
As do we.
Sure.
She's really picked up on the way that Brad and I treat you on this
Yes,
show. Very
yes,
easily.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy.
Yeah, Western Beaver. Under the lights. I really love that.
Yeah, it's
Western
gonna be
Beavers
cool.
playing Friday Night Lights for the first time in their history. Got the new lights. First time ever. They always played afternoon games.
And they're purple.
And the lights are purple.
Lights are purple. Yeah.
Right.
Very
Oh.
cool.
They will certainly win Best Beaver Award.
You're a sick man.
Clarendon is at Jeanette. The Bears against the Jayhawks. Jeanette, that
They
loss
let me down.
to Leechburg makes this pick, I think, a little less interesting.
Yeah.
Give me the Bears.
Yeah. And Jeanette took Brad's 10-0 week away from him.
Sure did.
Give me the Bears as well.
Brad?
Brad took Clarendon.
Yeah.
He's also holding a grudge against Jeanette.
Yes.
Clarendon.
Clarendon.
Clarendon. Full sweep there. All right, last one. Game of the week, Steelers High School Showcase Game of the week. We go back to Beaver County, 2 nights, back-to-back Friday nights in the great county that is Beaver.
The best Beaver County.
Beaver County. Central Valley hosts Avonworth. WPIAL championship rematch. Don't get many of those mid-season. The Avonworth Antelopes against the Warriors of Central Valley, Sarge Albert Stadium in Monaca.
That changes things, I think, a little bit.
Both of these games last year were close.
Yep.
The meeting of the regular season at Avonworth, Central Valley loses by 7, 2-touchdown win for the Lopes.
How did Central
at
Valley
Acrisure.
get the 2 seed?
They beat Beaver.
And Beaver beat Avonworth?
Yes.
And then Beaver, oh, that's right.
And
And
then
then they
Avonworth
lost to, Beaver went on a bye, got the bye, and then lost to Avonworth.
Correct. That I
They-
picked and you didn't.
I did not know. Beaver
Yeah.
was my championship pick last
Yeah.
year. Damn.
Beaver Cat.
Give me Avonworth.
Yeah, I like Avonworth. I think if Jance Henry's still there,
It's a little bit different.
oh, man, I mean, I think Central Valley's going to make this interesting.
Yeah, Braddock Ambrose, he's
And they
the
blew
general.
out Beaver last
Yeah,
week.
the
Central
general's playing very well.
Valley. And the thing I was looking at is like Hopewell and Beaver played close.
Yeah.
51-50 game.
Mm-hmm.
And then Avonworth blows out Hopewell.
Yeah.
Central Valley blows out Beaver. So there is a little bit of a tier. list.
Transitive property. A little
That's
bit
what
there.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking. So I do think it's going to be close. And I think the fact that it's at Central Valley makes it even closer.
Yes.
But how do you go against Avonworth?
You got to be crazy to go against Avonworth this week.
Brad
Brad
doesn't
also
even.
took Avonworth. The question is
Is Bree crazy?
Mrs. Insider? You crazy
Well,
or
based
just
on-
crazy for me?
Based on all of that, I
Just-
wasn't. I was headed to the island.
Really?
Yeah.
She's going CV.
Well, she said she was
Wait,
headed
you
to
were
the
headed
island.
there, or do you still have your
Did
plane
she turn
ticket?
around?
I'm still gonna go.
She's
Still
still
gonna
going to
Another
the island.
island.
She's
Yeah.
still going to.
3 islands for Mrs. Insider.
Let me tell you this. That could be dastardly for the fellas.
No question.
Could be dastardly for the
No.
fellas. So, island picks have been very hot this year.
They have been.
They have been. Last year, they were cold as ice.
That
Except
was
for
'cause you
yours.
were on that.
Yeah, except for yours. For me, they were cold
you
as
were,
ice.
You were hanging out in Greenland.
Yeah,
most of
I was all over Greenland. I went to those different parts in Alaska, those island little
Yeah.
cubes in Alaska. Yeah, I was all over those. But
Well,
yeah, that's
that's
good
it. Where are you at this week?
Oh, we're going to the Battle of Route 19,
Oh,
Peters and Upper St. Clair.
that'll be fun.
Throwing up the U. All the,
So disappointed.
that is. I mean, that's. I thought you had something special, man.
Yeah, so did I. And, you know,
Are you sure?
yes. I am.
That's
yes.
pretty
I mean,
cold
for
blooded.
someone to deliberately
I mean,
go search your name, unfollow.
yeah, I guess they were.
Do you think they were going through the DMs and were like, "Hey, they said treat the young kids
Maybe.
nicely," and they were like,
And they're
"Who's
like,
this
"Whoa,
guy?"
whoa,
And
whoa. You're done. You're out.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't even find them.
That makes me like Upper St. Clair even more. I mean, I always pick with Mars because they block Brad.
Is
They
My.
that really what
Well,
happened?
it was like Mars football account randomly just blocked Brad. And
Last year?
no, this was like years ago, but they've
Oh.
been blocked for years. And then finally this year, because we always talk about it on the Insider Show. Yeah, look, not
Mm.
there. And I haven't seen their posts either.
No. Where are they at?
Where's the
Well,
Pantherland posts, the
they-
blackout posts?
They
I mean, they were doing cinema last year.
Yeah.
they were doing cinema last year.
Yeah, so this year,
They're gonna call it.
Brad
Well, those
checks
were
Mars
seniors.
and Mars unblocked them. Yeah, those are seniors, so they
So
left.
they've left.
Yeah,
The Fargo farce.
the Fargo farce. Oh man,
It's coming. Peters Township, Upper St. Clair
Mhm.
on KDKA Radio. Catch the pregame and, of course, your postgame show with Paul Alexander.
At Dave and Buster's, come see us. It's a blast.
Which one?
I don't know which one. I think we're in Homestead this week.
Yeah, that would make sense. They're not going to make you go to the North Hills after being in the South Hills.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Yeah, we're definitely in West Homestead this week.
My sympathies with you, Mrs. Insider.
Maybe she'll come. She's promised to come one time. She hasn't showed up yet.
Wow, this could just be the week of being on the show.
I'm everywhere this week.
I
yeah.
know. Well, thanks for coming on. We appreciate
And
it.
thanks for giving your insight
Thanks
Yes.
for
and
forcing
beauty for
me.
the show. Forcing you. She just didn't have a ride home if she didn't. That was even
Yeah,
better.
I'm stuck.
From these illustrious studios here of the WPIAL Insider.
far
undisclosed,
away from the South Hills.
Very far from Baldwin High School. Bree, thank you. Any more thoughts about the WPIAL Insider before we send off?
No, I'm just excited for you guys, and let's keep it going.
That's right.
Keep it going.
Let's keep it going.
Let's keep it going. For the IR Reserve, Brad Everett, WPIAL Insider, Mr. and Mrs. WPIAL Insider, Matt Fargo saying thanks so much for watching. See, Brad, this is why we miss you.
Yeah, he literally does everything.
And until next week, good luck to all the teams, and always make sure you're keeping your receipts. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.